Have you ever felt stuck, trapped in the same cycle of doubt, fear, and second guessing your decisions? Maybe you keep looking in the mirror and see a woman who has survived many struggles but still have no idea how to move forward. The weight of your past feels like a mountain just too hard to climb. But hear this. In my struggles, I came across a scripture in Matthew 17 and verse 20. And it says, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." I'm not here to preach, but I have heard the scripture so many times, but it was not until a few months ago that it really hit me differently. Faith as small as a mustard seed. Thinking about it, is that all? Wow. Imagine. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to have unshakable confidence right away. All you need is to believe. Believe in yourself that change is possible. So you can start with maybe small steps. Whisper words of encouragement to yourself, encouraging words of affirmation. Even when you don't fully believe everything that you're saying, keep saying them still and see a transformation take place. Trust that your future could look different from your past. Slowly, that tiny seed of faith will grow to the point where you can walk away from situations that drain you. Really embrace new opportunities and allow yourself to dream again. Believe it or not, that verse, really became a lifeline to me. I realized that faith isn't just believing in miracles, it's about believing you are capable of great things. You are capable of transformation, transforming your life into what you want it to be. So even when you cannot see the road ahead, and with each little step forward, you will see those mountains move. So, to truly transform yourself into the woman you want to become, here are 5 personal development tips to help you really evolve into your best self. The first one is to overcome self-doubt, to reduce those limiting beliefs that keep you stuck and replace them with faith and action. Maybe journaling your goals and objectives is the place to start. SMART goals. So, in writing down your feelings, your thoughts, what your goals are, what your objectives are, developing those SMART goals, you want to be specific about exactly what it is you want, what it is you need. Make them measurable. Are those goals, do you want to see those goals happen within the first 6 months, next 6 months, 1 year? Medium term, 3 years, long term, 5 to 10 years. Achievable goals. Relevant. Time specific. So after journaling those goals and objectives, you want to be consistent every day. Every day, engage in some type of activity that will take you closer to your goals, no matter how small. These will lead to transformation. So all this is on the way to overcoming self-doubt. This is helping you to be resilient, to overcome self-doubt. As a personal example, I recall some years ago, a sister in faith of mine, she approached me and she indicated that they were planning a trip to London and to Europe. Now, I live in the Caribbean. I live in Trinidad and Tobago. And in my mind, to go to London, to go to Europe, that's a lot of money. And it's not something that I really ever thought about up to that time. So I told her, Gail, I don't think that I could afford it, right? And she said, well, you know, we don't have much money either, but we saving up. And she really encouraged me, I must say. She really encouraged me. So we saved up. We saved up for a whole year. Four of us girls. And you know what? I was able to afford my trip to London. So I was able to visit London, sightsee the London Eye, Big Ben. We visited SeaWorld. And then we went over to Europe. So we crossed over to France. We went into Paris. We went into a couple other countries like Germany. We went to Switzerland. I may not be calling them in order, but these were the countries that we went to. Belgium, we went to the Netherlands. I just couldn't believe it. You know, on the journey to Switzerland, I recall sitting in the coach and the bus, the tour bus, and I was looking at the mountainsides. Snow wasn't falling. I didn't experience the snow falling, but the mountainsides were white with snow. And I sat there and I cried to myself. I'm sure nobody else saw the tears running down the side of my face. But I cried to myself because I doubted. I doubted in the beginning. I doubted that I would have been able to afford such a trip. And it just goes to show setting smart goals, being specific about what you want in prayer to God really opens up the door to where you see yourself, where you want to go in the future with God's help. Nothing is impossible. You see? So even now, I really look back on that time with fondness, and I know the time is coming. One day I will be able to visit London again. One day I will be able to visit Switzerland again, to go up on the Swiss Alps. Overcoming self-doubt. Sometimes we are our worst enemies. Believe in yourself. Nothing is impossible with God. Nothing is impossible with God. Believe in yourself. Because I proved it. I, at one time, doubted that I would be able to go to such a far distant place. To travel in the plane was like 10 hours. 10 hours from Trinidad and Tobago to London. You know, and it happened. So too, walking away from toxic relationships. It's very important to recognize when a relationship is holding you back, you know, an unhealthy relationship. So it is important to engage in self-assessment. Recognize when there may be a fear of leaving versus the freedom of choosing yourself. So having faith, even the size of a mustard seed, gives you the strength to step into the unknown. So faith is the assured expectation of what is hoped for, the evident demonstration of things not beheld or things not yet seen. It can be spiritual, it can be personal, it can be even situational. For example, in a personal sense, faith can mean believing in yourself, your journey, or the possibility of change, even when circumstances seem so uncertain. In a situational sense, faith is trusting the process, knowing that setbacks, struggles, and detours can still lead to transformation. 3. Reinventing yourself after loss or hardship. So whether you went through a divorce, you are presently jobless, or have experienced a major life shift, how do you plan to rebuild? How do you plan to rebuild yourself? How do you plan to move forward? Well, one thing is for sure, you need to let go of the old to make space for the new. That's important. Life has a way of breaking us open in difficult times to ways we never expected. But here's the thing, those painful, gut-wrenching moments They are not just obstacles. See them as opportunities. It's in the struggle, in the moments when you feel like you just can't go on anymore. That's when the real transformation begins. Think about it. When a seed is planted, it's really buried in darkness. It's in the soil. So it's buried in darkness. It's unseen beneath the soil. But in that hidden place, this is where it starts to grow. The same things happen to us. The hardest moments in life forces us to dig deep, to develop resilience, and to find the strength we didn't even know we have. And before you know it, what once felt like the end of something becomes the very thing that pushes you towards something greater. 4. Breaking generational patterns. Identify cycles of pain, financial struggles, or unhealthy relationships. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in the same story, just with different characters? Maybe it's always struggling to make ends meet. Maybe you keep falling for the wrong people, or feeling like, life is just one big uphill battle. Life can really be stressful. It's not a coincidence though. It's a cycle. These cycles of pain, financial struggle, or unhealthy relationships don't just happen out of nowhere. They are often patterns of behavior that we learn. Sometimes we learn it from childhood. We see it, we grow up in it and think it's normal. Sometimes without even realizing it. Maybe you grew up watching love that hurt more than it healed. Or that, money always slips through your finger, no matter how hard you try. The good news is, once you see that pattern or that pattern developing, you can start breaking it. Awareness is the first step to change. And once you recognize what is keeping you stuck, you can finally start rewriting your story. And that is the key, You can finally start rewriting your story. You have the power to rewrite your story. So you can develop the courage to be that person who changes the story for your future generations. Use faith as the foundation for rewriting your family's legacy. Remember, faith is the assured expectation of what is hoped for. It is the evident demonstration of things not yet seen. And 5, turning pain into purpose. Struggles really shape your character and equip you to help others. Ever notice how the people who give the best advice have been through the worst storms? Struggles have a way of shaping you. Struggles have a way of shaping you, molding you into someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. The challenges you face are not just obstacles, they are lessons, each one equipping you with the understanding and resilience to help not just yourself, but to help others too. Think about it. When you have been through heartbreak, you know how to comfort someone else going through it. When you have struggled financially, you understand the weight of that stress and can share what helped you overcome it with someone else. Your struggles don't define you, but they may shape you. One day the battles that you would have fought will become the very inspiration that helps someone else find their strength. See your challenges as stepping stones instead of obstacles. Each of these 5 steps can be tied back to Matthew 17 and verse 20. It really helps us to see how faith, no matter how small, can really push you forward, even when the path isn't clear. So I really enjoyed talking to you today, and I hope that this video helped you. So if you feel inspired, even in a small way, I really encourage you to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I am definitely looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now. Love you guys.